welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about my top 5 opinions why I think you should not get a cat. Of course, this whole thing is completely my opinion. This is all my thoughts. These aren't even all of the reasons as to why you shouldn't get a cat. So with everything comes with the pros and the cons, and before you get a cat, you should really think about these things before you decide to make that big decision. So these are just my top 5 reasons why I think you should not get a cat, or what you should consider before you get a cat. The first thing I'm going to get into is about the claws and having cat fur on your furniture. Yeah, I remember cats, obviously like many other pets, have nails, except with cats, they're more instinctive to want to scratch, which is also why you get cat scratchers. So some cats, even with not thousands, but like multiple cat scratchers, you might still find them wanting to scratch on your furniture. So you're possibly having to deal with that. Like, are you okay with your couches being ruined? Possibly, if they're not being taking the precautionary steps beforehand to ensure that your couch and furniture is remaining the way you like it, which is nice and tactable. And depending on which breed of cat that you get, you will experience fur on your furniture. So are you okay with having cat fur on your clothes or on your bed, on your couch? Maybe if you are okay with your cat being on the counter, are you okay with possibly also having fur on the counter as well? Of course, there are ways that you can get around the claws and like the destructive behind what their claws can really do. Some people do declaw, some people do like them cat nail covers. That's completely up to you. I personally would not do either one of those things. I would rather just take the precautionary steps beforehand to ensure that everything that I own remains looking like everything that I own and not a cat owns it. So I personally wouldn't declaw, ash, or I personally don't recommend it, but to each is their own. I just prefer not to. And number 2 is they definitely will disrupt your sleep schedule. Cats, although they sleep a lot, they also will wake up at the most weirdest times. Depending on the age of your cat, cats can sleep between 16 to 20 hours per day, and it does seem like a lot, but if you're not also tying your cat out, especially if you have a kitten, your cat probably is going to be up. It's probably going to turn to like some sort of aggression or just like pent up energy your cat is building up. So although your cat is sleeping a lot, they also will be awake at the most weirdest times. You also gotta be okay with, this is something that took me maybe like after the first couple days, I was like, what the heck is going on? Ash will walk across my face like I'm just the floor while I'm sleeping. So one minute I'm asleep, the next minute I feel like cat paws walking across me at like 7 in the morning. So you just gotta be also okay to be up at like, well, to possibly be again woken up at like 1 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and just like so on and so forth. Cats just have a weird routinely schedule that they like to sleep in, and obviously this can sometimes clash with yours. So just be okay with that. Or of course, if you have enough space and you are able to, you can just not have your cat in your room while you're in bed at night. Number 3 is possibly smelling your litter box. No matter what kind of litter you use, you're always going to have some sort of smell. Yes, you can eliminate it as much as you can, and it's obviously possible, but you do have to be okay with having some sort of smell from the litter box. I personally am not using any scent. I'm personally using scent-free litter, but it does also cover as well. So you do have to be okay with that. Like I mentioned, this just also depends on what kind of kitty litter you're using. Some can mask smells more than others. Some foods that you give your cat can make your poop make the cat poop a little bit more of a smell. If you notice, like when you're switching around your cat's food, if you notice that sometimes when you feed your cat a certain thing and it smells more, then it's probably the food that's causing it. I know I used to give Asher food that definitely made his poop smell like horrible. So this does depend on the litter that's used, your cat's diet, and it also depends on how often you're cleaning your cat's litter box. I try to spot clean the litter box like every day, at least usually in the mornings. You will see that in my morning routine. If you haven't seen that, I will link that up here as well in the description box. Usually I try to spot clean it every morning, at least get all the poops out. I may get like a little bit of the pee spots out, but I mainly focus on the poops the most when I'm spot cleaning it. And then every week I would do like a full clean, which I'll take all the litter out, clean the litter box, then add fresh new litter. And so far it seems to be doing pretty well. I mean, I don't smell anything. I don't know if I'm just maxed or immune to the smell or whatever now, but I personally don't smell anything come from the litter box anymore. So this also just depends on that. Some people will, I'm not gonna say this, well, some people might not clean the litter box as much as they should and then wonder why it's smelling. I'll just say that. Number 4 is you only want a cat or a kitten because they are cute. There are more than cats and animals than just being cute and wanting one just because you like the way they look. So obviously, if you get a kitten, when they grow up, things can change their personality. You might start to notice things that you don't like. So that cuteness fades away. Same thing with the cat. It's really cute in the beginning probably because you're like, oh my gosh, new cat. But as time goes, you might be like, okay, it's not cute anymore. I just don't want to have to deal with it anymore. It also means that you might not research enough. You might not have no idea or even try to learn what kind of cat that you're dealing with, just so you know what to do to better make their experience a lot better and make them really happy. You may not inform yourself on what this specific breed of cat actually needs and what they strive towards. Doing it by this way of just because a cat's cute may mean that you're not even considering your own personal lifestyle. Pet just could not be the pet for you. Whether the cat in specific might not be compatible for you. So you might have a very active lifestyle or a lifestyle where you're gone all the time, because people think that just because cats are independent means they can be left alone for like days and they'll be perfectly fine. But even though they are labeled as an independent pet, I still think you should take care of them and watch over them. Even if you think you're going to be gone for a bit, you can still always hire a pet sitter or just take the steps that you need to take to make sure your cat remains healthy, happy, and like just okay and safe the whole entire time during that remainder of you being gone. Live for about 20 years. So like I mentioned earlier, when you have them in the beginning, it's going to be all cute because it's new and you just really like the way they look, and I don't know, you just have you just really find them cute, and that's it. But cats live to be about 20 years old, or like live about 20 years. So you gotta remember, when you're getting this cat, do you actually think you'll be okay to take care of this cat for 20 years? Do you think you will still want it 10 years down the line, 15, like through the remainder of his life? Because 20 years is actually a really long time to have a pet. A big step to think about, especially if you plan on moving one day. You have to remember, not all places accept pets, not all places accept cats, just anything. And you want to make sure that even 20 years down the line that you're still thinking about this, and you're not like, oh, I'm leaving off to college, I can't take my pet with me, or I'm moving so and so, like I want to do this in life. Do I think I can have a cat with me this whole time? Because if not, then that's completely unfair to the cat, because that's completely out of their control. If you like cats just for the way they look and you don't think you can make that big year or that big 20-year time commitment to them, consider fostering instead. It is a very short-term thing most of the time. Number 5, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about why you should not get a cat, is training. Training a cat is a little bit more tougher than it is to train a dog. Just a little bit more on the stubborn side, and they don't want to really listen to you that much. Cats are kind of one of those animals that pick and chooses when they want to listen to you. Of course, you could start at a really young age, but you could train a cat, and when you leave, just know most times they're gonna do what they want to do to begin with. They're just not gonna do what you don't want them to do around you. So it's honestly just more difficult training cats, so you gotta have like a ton more patience. I've definitely learned the difference between like training a dog and like trying to train Ash. I will be having a video series coming out that soon on me trying to train Ash. It'll be like a month's worth of training, but I will upload like each week by each week. If it makes sense, if like week 1 is the week 1 that I train Ash for one thing, but I will be like showing you how difficult it can be to train and how harder it is to train a kitten, because of course you already know they're way more active and like more zoomies, like, so it's just a lot more going on and too many more things that would rather catch his attention. But it is a little bit hard to train a cat, so do keep that in mind when you're bringing one home. If you have a lot of rules that you want them to follow, that you got to be very creative in the way that you want to teach them these things and how you want to keep them away from certain things, because they just don't really care to understand. All right, everybody, and that was my top 5 reasons why you should not get a cat. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, these are all just my opinions, just my thoughts, and just things that I just think. There are more reasons, you shouldn't get a cat, like vets and just other things. So I didn't touch bases on everything. I feel like the vets is a more common thing for any animal. You shouldn't get a pet if you can't afford it. But thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe down below. And also let me know one reason why, if you could get a cat, why you wouldn't. And or like if you have a cat and there's one thing that you learned from having a cat, let us know down in the comment section below, and I will see you all in my next week's video. Bye.